my name is Samantha Rogers from Eating Clean, Cooking Dirty. Today we are talking all about knives. We're talking about what you need in your kitchen, how to care for them, and how to sharpen them at home. So let's talk about the types of knives that you should have in your kitchen. When you're ready to invest in a set of knives, it is actually probably better for you to purchase knives on an individual basis instead of a set, and let me tell you why. So here I've got 5 different knives. These are the core of the knives that I use in my kitchen every day. First I want to talk about these 2. We have 2 chef's knives. One of these should probably be your first purchase if you don't already own one. This is more of a European, this is a European or French style chef's knife. It's got a nice grip, even though it is actually Japanese made. It's got a nice grip. This particular one has a 10-inch blade. They come in 8, 10, or 12, so you can pick one that is most comfortable for you. And they're going to be pointy and have a narrow curve at the end. And they're going to be you're going to have this grip here that protects your fingers. The next knife, this is a Santoku or Japanese chef's knife. It is shorter, it is fatter, the blade is actually wider, and I love this knife. This is probably one of my most used knives. It has a really nice grip. The weight is quite a bit different than the French style chef's knife. So you want to go ahead and try the knives out. Go to a knife shop that will sells knives on an individual basis, and you will be able to try them out, try different types, try different weights, and pick one that you like. Next in line, we're going to talk about the paring knife. The paring knife is great for getting into small places, getting between bones if you're deboning a chicken or trying to separate the bones from a chicken breast. They're great for small chopping and more detailed work. Between a Japanese and a European style, they are basically the same, so it really is all about preference, although some of them will be a bit longer. But I really like this short one, and it has a nice grip to it. The next knife I want to talk about is a carving knife. Now, this is a much bigger carving knife than a lot of people will own or need in your home. However, it is a more flexible blade. It has a really long blade as well. It is narrower, so it can get into smaller, finer places, but it is incredible for carving meat, making really nice, even single cuts along your meats. I am able to carve a roast, like a roast beef with this, without any problem. It's just a 1, 2, and it is cut. This is probably out of the 5 my least used knife, but one of my absolute favorites. I always smile when I use this knife because of how well it cuts through meat. Okay, let's talk about the little bonus guy. This is a Japanese chopping knife. It has a straight edge and a nice grip to it. This guy is awesome for cutting larger fruits and vegetables, things like whole eggplants or melon, where you can come up at a straight angle and chop down. I absolutely love this guy. It is fantastic for vegetables. It is fantastic for chopping herbs. It has a really nice rhythm to it. It is a bonus. It is an extra one. So if you have the budget to invest in one of these, I highly suggest it. And just as a little bonus, I will talk a little bit about a serrated knife. So a serrated knife has small teeth. It is traditionally used for cutting bread, but it can also be good for other chopping activities, things with harder produce. You might want to use a serrated knife. It cuts very quickly because it is serrated. So this guy actually isn't that sharp anymore, but it is a good knife. The other consideration when you look at Japanese versus European, is the style of the handle. A lot of Japanese blades will have a round handle. and that is completely preference. You just want to pick one that feels really good in your hand. I intentionally purchased Japanese knives with a European style handle. So those are the types of knives you should have. Again, chef's knife first, paring knife second, carving knife third, and if you've got a little bit extra in your budget, go ahead and go for the Japanese chopping knife. You will not be disappointed. Okay, let's talk about sharpening really quickly. We want to make sure that you are having your knives or are sharpening your knives professionally once or twice a year. You want to make sure that they are very sharp. If they are not sharp, they are actually a hazard in the kitchen. If you can't cut through something easily and without a lot of weight, you could potentially slip and cut your fingers. So we want to make sure that you keep your knives sharp. It is actually safer for you and for your family and anybody using them. Now, every time you use the knife, before you use it, you want to go ahead and use a honing stick. This is a ceramic one. There are also metal ones. It comes, if you had a set of knives, it usually comes with a set, or you can purchase one. To easily sharpen and simply sharpen your knives, you want to hold your honing knife down on the cutting board. If it's slippery, you could even put it down on a towel. And you want to hold your knife at a 15-degree angle. So if this is 90, this is about 45, about 20, and then you come up nice and close and you're at about a 15-degree angle. And you're going to go down from one end to the other. So we're going to start here at a 15-degree angle. You're going to start at the inside of the knife and you're going to go all the way to the tip. And you're going to do that on both sides, all the way down. You only need to do this 3 or 4 times per side before you sharpen, before you go ahead and start cutting. You don't have to do the speediness that you will see in Top Chef and all those other fancy things. It does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be fast. You want to be safe. So if you're not comfortable doing it, go nice and slow. Keep the honing stick down on a hard surface and use it nice and slowly, just a few times on each side. You will keep your nice knives ready to work for you and keep them for a lifetime.